Welcome friends to my quick video about how I lost 106 pounds in 306 days doing the Energized Health Program. But it's not just 106 pounds, I've regained my health. So here is just the stats for the past 102 days. So I just weighed this in today, and my transformational weight change, we're talking about 15 pounds, close to 16 pounds. Yeah, it might not sound that much. However, there's a lot of people out there that probably gained 16 pounds in this time. And then I also gained 2.2% body water and gained 2.1% skeletal muscle. And I dropped this amount of inches, 12.5 inches from all around the body. Where did it come from? Well, it came from around my waist, my stomach, my arms, my legs, things like that. I dropped a body fat percentage of 3.1, dropped 2% visceral fat, dropped by BMI by 2, and I also dropped 2 years in the metabolic age. I started at metabolic age 37, and now I'm at 35. However, my real age is actually 39 going on to 40. So de-aging in this time, combining all this together, is very important to look at. So here are my numbers from my dashboard. Being a member of Energized Health, you get to use their dashboard, where you get the numbers into it, and then it gives you that calculation, the numbers that we looked previously. So what's cool about this thing is that you could quickly check the different levels. So you do measurements probably between 6 weeks or about every 4 weeks. So last two are about 4 weeks apart. The first check-in after the initial one is 6 weeks from there. So the total program is probably what? 14 weeks? 12 weeks? It's supposed to be 88 days plus 14, so like 102. That's why I said 102 days. So let's take a quick look at this weight. See, I started at 216.4 and body water 55.6. Then I gained it to 57.8. The body fat went from 23% to 19.9. And that's the interesting thing. And then you see over here 6 week check-in. So we're going just across here, because then this is the 10-week check-in. It seems in the past month, you see the weight, there's actually no drop in weight. However, I did start eating more protein, so I got a feeling it had to do with a skeletal muscle change. Even though I think I gained a bunch of muscle. So body water stayed the same, this stayed the same. But look over here, this is what I noticed. You see over here, abdomen, it was at 39, and it dropped down to 37. Chest went from 41.5 to 41. So in the past month. But then if we go back to these over here, we went from a 43-inch chest to a 41-inch. The waist went from 39 to 38. Hip dropped by an inch over here. Bicep, right bicep dropped by a whole inch. The right thigh dropped by an inch. The right calf stayed the same, and the left calf. So the calves are muscles, so it's actually okay that it stayed the same. I'm happy that it did that. The left thigh, though, the thigh over here, actually gained circumference. So I got a feeling from the exercises I've been doing, I gained some leg muscle stuff. So now that we're done with the numbers, here's the before and after. So this is in 102 days change. 16 pounds and a gain of water percentage. Yes, in this picture over here, the stomach does look a little bit, you could say, loose. However, it's not like, this is probably the only place it's slightly loose. And being on the coils is that it just takes a little while for the body to burn off and like squeeze the skin in together. Notice there's nothing loose over here, nothing loose on the arms, nothing loose anywhere. And this over here, you see this part got really, really cut down. So looking at myself in the mirror, I actually feel myself, I look much better here. This is definitely a more manly shaped figure. So this is just in 100 days, 102 days. Look at the muscularity of the two, of the back. This back definitely looks much better. Notice over here also the fat folds inside the head over here. Much lesser degree over here, and this part looks like it got evened out, and it seems like my shoulders are straighter, and it looks like these biceps are popping out. So I did drop an inch over here, and I think it's like I dropped only fat, and if anything, it revealed the bicep muscle a little bit. So it's not like, it's not that it's just about the weight loss. The weight loss is kind of, you could say something like an effect of getting healthier. The key that everybody is missing is that hydration key and doing the right things long enough consistently for the body to transform. Definitely a big change over here. I was already much happier over here with this, and this over here, the increase in definition does show. Look at the roundness over here in these. I think these are deltoids. The stomach still has time to work on. So in 102 days, we'll see. Did this guy's like flabbiness in the stomach go away? Did any flabbiness get introduced? But so maybe over here slight. I could feel maybe a little bit of skin here, but it's not really flabby. It's kind of like it's a little skin fold. Nothing major to really complain about. This actually looks worse than it is. It's mostly kind of like jiggly fat over here left, and that's the process of like transforming the body. I don't think I've had this kind of level of fitness even in my 20s. I looked at pictures in my 20s, and yeah, I was probably a lot thicker than this. I didn't have this muscularity level. And now we're looking also at the back. This I didn't take in previous sessions, but this back showing off, see from both sides. So you see this? This is maybe over here. So a little bit of fat, like a little bit, a skin that needs to get tightened up over here. But over here, everywhere, it's really tight. And this is definitely a nice back-to-back picture. But wait, there's more. We're going to go back even further and rewind time to the first day I started the program. I'm going to warn you that it is a night and day difference. So now, before and after, between day 1 and day 306. Each one of these rounds of the protocol is 88 days plus 14, so it's 102 days. So that's why I said 306. I did 3 complete rounds, so it could be 308, 310. I didn't calculate the exact days to the second that we have here. I think I have egg on my face on that one too. So for the guys out there, looking like the guy on the right, you know, especially in the nice dress shirt, and I like talking to, let's say, going out to a nightclub and saying hi to a pretty girl, I've been getting a lot more positive responses looking like the guy on the right rather than the guy on the left. So if there is any reason to why somebody would want to do the program, it would be being the guy on the right. Also, with this program, I've been doing this for 306 days. And in about a minute, I'm going to jump on camera and show you in physicality and physical form what I look like on video, because that would be a better representation than these photos that are taken without a shirt, and most of the time that's saved for special occasions with special people or by yourself. And I am kind of putting it out on the internet. I am being vulnerable. At the same time, the way that I see it is that if I could help one person out there that is looking into the program, considering the program, that's already worth it. Plus, I kind of wanted to see the before and after pictures and record my journey for myself to be able to watch it back and be like, okay, these are the results that I got, and I'm glad I got here. That's one of the things that we do in this program, is that we do take the before and after pictures. We do scientific recording of shrinkage in stomachs and all this other things. You saw the stats, and their computerized system actually does the calculation, and there's a video every day that helps you get over emotional issues, because that's one of the things that that I could say. This program is a bit spiritual too. There are some people that believe that inside the fat is actually we're carrying around traumas. You know, whether somebody hurt us, or if there is another, like, you know, we fell off a bike or whatever, we're carrying that around, and that's keeping us from being the best human beings possible. And coming from a biblical perspective, paraphrasing Jesus, he said that, don't you know that you are the temple? So the question is this, is that how are we treating our temples? Are we putting clean food in it? Are we trying to eat organic? I mean, right now I just had a fantastic meal. Every 88 days, you just feast yourself and just have anything you want. I just had shish kebabs. Oh, delicious octopus salad. I ate it down with some bread, which you don't eat on this program, but that's for you to find out later if you decide to do it. So the difference is definitely night and day. Look at this guy. This guy, yeah, he has a lot in the brain. He has a lot in the heart, a kind heart, all that stuff. But this guy is out there with the energy to go and get it, to grab the bull by the horns, to be in control, to be empowered, to be empowered. That's definitely, I don't even remember this guy anymore. And not until that you take a picture and you look back at it, can you actually see that there's a lot you could improve. And then the more you do this program, the more success you get, and the more you want to continue doing it. And you could do it as many rounds as possible. It's not a limiting program whatsoever. You actually eat more than ever, more often than ever. And I'm dropping the weight. I'm getting the muscle. I'm getting the health. The brain is working better. Like you see over here, this chin used to piss me off over here, and now there's definitely a nice definition in the chin over here to get it really done. So I don't care about getting the credit. Use anybody referral code. If you guys listen to Stu Peters, just say Stu Peters. I'm not looking to make the money. I just have this code here. I'm just sharing it with you. ENERGIZEDhealth.com. What I probably would recommend is probably don't fill out their website online, because it takes forever to call them back. But if you actually call the phone number, they have a guy that will pick up and get you onboarded. At the same time, you don't have to go for the full program right away. You could look out for a thing called 555 Challenge. I don't know if it's 555challenge.com. So long story short is that for like $5, you do, I think, 5 things for 5 days to see how much better you feel and how much weight you lose. I just went straight for the program. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I just went for it. So the website is energizedhealth.com. You could use my referral code. You don't have to. I really don't care. I just have it here because I made the video, so might as well share it with you because it's feeling good now, because it's feel good now. And now I'm going to jump on camera and talk to you more about my experiences and, let's say, you could say, off-scale victories that I was able to achieve doing this program, and whether you should consider doing it yourself, because I think you should, and you'll find out why right now. Welcome, friends, to my talking head portion of the video. So right now, this is the fattest that I am right now. After eating a nice meal, and this is what I look like. So, let's basically talk about the Energized Health Program. And the reason why I did it and why I think you should do it. I'm going to get the numbers out of the way. It is more than $1,000. If that is like too much money for you, I wish I could have helped you. I'm not at liberty to disclose the exact information because that's proprietary information. It's part of a membership club where we get together and get healthier. So I might be recapping from other videos which you might not have watched, so that doesn't really matter. So the point is this. 306 days ago, I joined the program that was promising a lot. It was promising to get the drop in fat, gain lean muscle, gain water body percentages, and even possibly de-age you. Well, we saw by those stats that it delivered just that just in the past 102 days. And in the past 306 days, I've lost 106 pounds. Yes, there's certain things that you needed to do. So, for example, you wouldn't go to the Sahara Desert in order to stay hydrated. All right? And notice that's one of those things, is that certain people, when they lose weight, they actually drop their muscle. And I was listening, I think medical experts, medical doctors, regarding there's an injectable thing that people do that actually is Gila monster venom, right? And people are getting all these health effects, side effects with that, and it's kind of ridiculous that with such solutions out there as this, that people would actually go for anything other than Energized Health. The proof is in the pudding. Let me ask you this, like, if you've done a diet before, which you probably did, you know, I'm not going to sit here and name all the diets I did, because that would probably take another 2 videos with 2 additional explanation points and like 15 Wikipedia articles. And they all work up to a certain point. You know, I watched a lot of Energized Health videos before deciding to sign up for the program. And I would say this is the only program that if you want to actually not just drop the weight, because weight drop is not really what is the most important thing. For example, imagine you could drop an inch off your stomach or 2 inches off your stomach without dropping 0 pounds on the scale. So if your stomach is smaller, right, and you drop 0 pounds, there's no scientific evidence that showed other than you measuring your stomach with a measuring tape. By the way, I use this thing called myotape. It's on Amazon. I could probably link you. So if you could just measure that and you had a drop in that and you could see the measurement in the bicep, you could see the measurement, wouldn't that be worth it by itself? That's one of those things that this program kind of teaches you, is not be so focused on the scale. Just doing the best you can do with what you can do. So you would think there's like 20-year-old celebrities doing this program. No, what inspired me actually was this like 77-year-old guy that said, hey, I dropped 89 pounds. I'm like, hey, I'm like 38 years old at the time. If this guy, 77 years old, dropped 89 pounds or whatever, I could probably drop it just as much as that. And I did, and surpassed that. And I feel more energy. I sleep better. I look better. My brain functions more clearly. I have more zest for life. I'm able to walk faster. I'm able to run around like a champion. I could do more push-ups than ever doing this program. And then, if you really think about it, right, it's like, yeah, that was his choice. But in my mind, I had no choice. Because the other choice that a lot of people are driving themselves into by their choices is 6 feet somewhere. And that is not a choice I was willing to make. Just like you see in my videos, I do talk about trying to be aware and conscious of EMFs in your life, because they are invisible things, but there are certain studies and evidences that show that people like living under cell phone antennas don't have such good health consequences. Neither do people living under power lines. So I make people aware of that. And I've been eating organic food for years. But there's a key secret that this guy, John Jubilee, figured out. And it's not... So let's just say you were able to like search around the internet and find like a PDF like from some website that probably hacked your computer, right? And you were able to do this program, and then you would be like, no, it didn't work, right? So you get what you put in, you get what you put out, you reap what you sow. So if you do this program properly by doing the Energized Health program and paying the full amount and being happy you did and being thankful and grateful and appreciative and feeling blessed that you came and had such an opportunity, you could have results similar to mine, or maybe even better. I don't know. There's one guy, he was talking about, John was talking about, he dropped like 180 pounds in like 4 months, 5 months, something like that. It's like, wow, right? So I'm impressed. Maybe he had a lot more weight to lose. Because when I first started doing the program, the first 50, 60 pounds, I dropped in 90 days. So, and I believe maybe those first 50, 60 pounds, they were actually the toughest to drop. Because over time, you do build up endurance, you do build up fitness, and your body is starting to get more healthful, so you're able to do it. Plus, you have gotten the habits, the magical positive habits that this program teaches you that you could be healthful for the rest of your life. This guy, John Jubilee, 65 years old, has a beautiful wife that loves him so much. This guy is smiling all the time. I don't think I've seen one video with him not smiling his butt off. And I do like that he is a Christian and is a practicing Christian. He's like one of those, you could say, not exactly a preacher, but there is a phrase that says, I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. It just seems there's a lot of people preaching, this and they do this thing, right? This guy did the program, and then for a decade, he didn't charge a penny to help people gain their health. And he wound up giving up a banking career to pursue people getting their health back, which I think is a very, very important factor. Maybe the most important factor. If you don't have your health, what do you got? I don't care if you have $1 trillion in the bank, right? If the guy is about to go to the next world, he can't take it with him. So then the question becomes, for those that are too cheap to spend the money, is that the value you place yourself? Less than a used car? Or like a decent used car? I mean, you could probably get a used car for $500, right? It'll get you around the block once. Or you could just buy one of these books, right? Of all these guys that keep selling you an effing diet non-stop. These guys don't stop. Do you guys understand? This whole thing is a billion, quadrillion, trillion, quadrillion, billion industry. And if everybody got skinny and fit and healthy, right? Then there wouldn't be any money in it. And that would make a lot of people not gain the money. But instead, people listen to a whole bunch of a-holes and go and put foreign things into their body, into their temple, putting venom into the temple. Serpent venom. No, Gila monster. I'm sorry. A Gila monster is not a serpent. Is it a serpent? I don't care what it is. It's venom. And people think that's a good idea. It's like, my doctor gave me a prescription, man. Find out how much he was paid off. Oh, man. Is this video banned yet? I don't know. Anyways, just an opinion or a satire. This video is not intended for educational, informational purposes. Okay, wait. For educational, satirical, fun, comical purposes. Let's just say this is all a joke. I'm not 106 pounds lighter. I'm maybe 107 pounds lighter. And that was some extra water weight. Because I drank so much water today. Anyways. Back to the points. And it's not like anything you've ever done, like regarding losing weight. Mostly the people that are on a program, there's a Tuesday night call, for example. It is people calling in, talking about their successes. So some of the successes that people talk about are reporting is that their doctors are doing their blood tests, and the doctors are like, oh, you know that medicine that you were taking for whatever, high blood pressure or diabetes or some other things, like various different results vary. Your mileage may vary. These people report that their doctors are taking them off the medicine. It's not that like, oh, I believe in magic or whatever stuff. It's their own doctors doing the health test, doing scientific stuff, and be like, oh, wow, your health markers are better. Oh, your blood is so much better. Oh, you look so much younger. Oh, you're so much more fit. So, the question I have to ask you, How much is your health worth? To me, it's priceless. I mean, invest in yourself. You will get the biggest returns in the end. Like, think about it like this. Our financial system is a made-up thing on a computer somewhere that you go log onto some website that says you have a whole bunch of little numbers on there. And people magically are worried about making those little numbers on that computer screen go down because they think, what, they can't earn more little numbers things and put them back in there? No, I don't mean to be kind of like insensitive about people that don't have enough of those numbers on the bank account. It's just look at them as numbers. Don't look at them like, oh, this is my last food, right? I have so much rice and I gave away like half my rice, or I gave all my rice away and all I had to eat was rice. No, it's just a number. Just like, what are you investing it into? There's a parable of the talents, right? The master gives three guys gold. The first two guys invest it. They run a trade. They do business. They make money. 20 years later, the master comes back. So the first two guys are like, you know, I got your money and I got some on top of that for you, master. You know, here's the gold back. And then the last guy, for 20 years, he buried his gold in the ground. He's like, oh, he was so fearful of losing it. Like, the master comes back and says, hey, you know that gold you buried in the ground? You didn't deserve it in the first place because you put it in the ground instead of what you were supposed to do with it was to do something productive with it. How about build your temple? So he takes away that guy's gold and gives it to the first two guys that actually would do something with it. And that kind of illustrates the love of money being the root of all evil. So that guy loved money so much, he's like, my precious, that he hid it in the ground. And just think about it like this. A beautiful gold coin at the bottom of the ocean is worth just as much as any aluminum, bronze, whatever, like the most worthless penny at the bottom of the ocean. Because it's at the bottom of the ocean. It's not doing anything. I don't know if that made any sense to you. The proof is in the pudding. What more can I say? Like, imagine you had the opportunity to change around your life, that you don't have to wait around until you're 77 years old. And I think it was my coach that was telling me. She's like, you know, one guy said, he's probably in the 60s, 70s. You know, one guy said to me that, you know, he wishes he actually learned this in his 40s, right? So for all this decades, this guy carried around unhealthy habits and carried around all this extra weight. And then imagine this. Imagine how important you are to your family. Imagine how important you are to maybe your children. Imagine how important you are to maybe to your grandchildren or 10 generations down the line. Or imagine how important you may be when SHTF happens. And then you have to be the best you can be to reorganize society without all these little magical digits on the computer that didn't exist in the first place. And now that the computers got turned off, there's no magical digits for people to use. That's another thing to consider. So would you rather be in the highest fitness level, or would you rather just be like everybody else, blame somebody else, say it was some politician that was there, it was this policy. Let me put it to you this way. Believe in God, but still tie up your camel. Like, God gave you this life, and then it's like, oh, I'm just going to eat potato chips all day. Right? And we all make the bed that we sleep in. we all build the house that we live in, or buy a house. It's still something that is under our influences, under our choices. So, off-scale victory. Getting treated better by people. People said a lot of positive things. You could also say, some people could tell you like, oh, you gotta eat food, right? You're getting too skinny, you gotta eat more food, right? And how do I tell this person? It's like, I eat 6 times a day. Is that enough for you? Imagine it's a diet, but not a diet. Imagine it's a program. And imagine it also has a community that every Tuesday you could hear a bunch of winners and champions. Yeah, mostly people older than me. And I appreciate you guys. You guys got me excited about it. That people that are deciding to change their life at any point in their life. Because that's one of the biggest excuses people say. Oh, that guy is like, oh, so much smarter than me. Oh, that girl over there, she's like so much like more energetic. She's younger than me. That success is only for them, and that is completely useless. And what? Quitters never win, and winners never quit. But in order to win, you got to get in the game. 90% of winning is showing up. So you're going to show up to the field, or you're going to keep watching all these fad diets. Okay, let me put it to this guy. There's this guy named Dr. Berg online, right? Ketogenic. Eat the keto diet. Okay, ate the keto diet. Lost like 20 pounds. Over years. Did I gain a bunch of muscle? Did I gain a bunch of hydration? F no. And then there's this other guy. He's like, you know what's going to refix your system is to eat every other day. Eat every other day and you lose a bunch of things. Okay, so I did that for 3 months. In 3 months, I lost, with working out, eating every other day. But every other day, I just ate whatever I wanted. Candy is everything. I lost 10 pounds. Great diets, guys. Oh, one time there was a guy that said, eat nothing but bean soup. So I ate nothing but bean soup, lost like 30 pounds, and then the weight loss dropped. How do you keep any of those things up? This diet I've continued for 306 days because I'm satiated. I'm giving my body the right fuel it needs in the right amounts, in the right proportions, at the right times. And see, I have the evidence to show for it. It just feels nice to show off my arms. I never was able to do that. I'm like, inherently, I was looking at my friend who had the big arms, and he had all the attention from the ladies while I'm standing there like an idiot. But I just didn't know any better. I didn't have the program. If I would have knew back then what I knew now, I'd be like, yo, hey, I'll do this program right away. I would have done this years ago. I would have done this when I was like 20 years old. So, look, if there's people in wheelchairs dropping 50 pounds, they can't use their legs. What is anybody that could barely like even walk like with a cane? What excuses do we have? We don't have any excuses. So before, I used to take lots of naps. Like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon comes around, I got a nap for like an hour. Because I just was carrying around too much weight. Now I don't need to take the nap. And there's exercise almost every day. Depending on how I feel. If I really don't feel like exercising that day, I don't. But I got a habit of exercising now in the correct way, in the correct proportion, to have good-looking arms, dropping the fat, getting the healthy hydration, increasing the hormones, feeling better than ever. And it could be done at any age. And I'm glad I'm doing it at my age. Because when is the best time? It's probably like yesterday. And what is the second best time? Is now. Because tomorrow never comes. So if somebody asks me, like, would you spend double on the Energized Health? I'd be like, yeah. Triple? Yeah. Quadruple? Yeah. And then, don't be like that either. Like, oh, it's just, this is my situation. John Jubilee was talking about this billionaire guy. This billionaire guy is like, the billionaire guy was like, I'm this beautiful skeptic, whatever. Like, so he talks to people like being skeptical. Yeah, I don't blame you guys for being skeptical. But there's a certain point when there's thousands of people have done the program and have can show the results and have the stats and have their medical blood work done and have their all the successes. Eventually, you're like, that could work for me. Anyways, the billionaire guy was like, so hesitant to spend the money. He has $1 billion. So John's like, yo, just cut me a check. I'm not even going to cash the check until like 5 months from now. You call me back, let me know. If you don't get any success, I think they even have a guarantee. If you don't get no success in the first 30 days, you get your money back. Who can do that? Which other program can do that? Can even provide a money back guarantee on if you do the right things correctly, like, and then you have a coach that you're like accountable to. And then one of the big things is also figuring out your why. Why do you want to get healthy? Just think about it like, so for a man, it could be like, hey, I want to find myself a beautiful wife. Or if you're a dad, be like, hey, I want to be like a good example for my sons and daughters. Or if you're a grandfather or a grandma, you want to play around with the grandkids and be healthy, and you could like chase after them so they don't like run away or something. That you could go after them, that you guys could go hiking together. Just what is your dream? What are you going to focus on? Because it's about you. It's not about me. I've done the program. I don't have to make this video, but that's what I do. I have fun making videos. I review different things online, like including electronic things. Check out my other videos. They're somewhere in the YouTubes and the cyberspaces. I just feel like this. If you come across a good thing and you don't share it with others, it's kind of like, hey, this program, I can do it. So this way I'm the most handsomest guy in the world and nobody else can find out. I mean, you do you. I'm going to share about this program. I'm going to scream from the tops of the hills to anybody that has the ears to hear and the eyes to see. Because most people are just going to continue. They're going to go like get some Gila monsters and put them inside their temples. Then go get some McDonald's after. And then wonder why they're getting not so healthy. But my doctor told me so. My doctor. It's doctor's orders. Who is he to boss you around? There's a joke about one guy, right? So this one guy goes to a doctor. And the doctor tells him something like, oh, you got like 3 months, dude. The guy's like, never coming back here again? I'm going to go find another doctor that could help me. John Jubilee was also talking about like this one. He was talking about to this one guy. This guy's a successful businessman, running around, making all that money for his family, right? And John's like, you should really do the program. It would be very healthy and positive for you, right? So the guy never winds up starting the program because John Jubilee winds up going to his funeral. If not now, when? If not you, then who? Remember, you deserve it. You deserve it. You earn that money. Or even if you didn't, if you have a credit card, who cares? They reset this financial system. Call you a couple times. Gotta laugh about it all. And it's much easier to laugh when you're feeling good now. Feel good now. That's the promo code. Heck, I don't even know if I would ever, get any benefit from it. I just share it because, I don't know, it's in my, dashboard or something. I have no idea if I would get anything out of it. But for me, I get good karma. Karma. Look it up. It's called result of your actions. You put out the positive energy into the universe, and the universe just returns the positive energy to you. Wow. Law of attraction? Oh, you mean that stuff really works? You mean you reap what you sow? You mean you sleep in the bed that you sleep in? Maybe. So, this video is for you. And kind of for me too. I get to enjoy watching my successes later, review them. And it's much better than an Excel file or a PowerPoint that I just get to show to 2 friends. I could show it to thousands and millions of friends. If you haven't thumbed up and subscribed, you know what to do. Little bell icons everywhere. Just click on all the bells. If you have a Buddhist bell, hit that. I don't care. Don't do anything you don't want to. Or do it. What makes you feel good? Put your comments down below. Did you do a great diet for $2? I recommend the 555 challenge if it is. Is it my 55? Look it up. Sometimes they have the introductory thing, and then you get to speak to the guys. Do the $5 thing, if anything. Or I would just jump right in. There's enough videos out there you could watch. For me, one of the things that inspired me was when John Jubilee interviews this 7 foot tall or 6'5" big football player guy that is super jacked, right? He looks fantastic. This guy dropped 60 pounds in 6 weeks or something. Because I think he already had the high metabolism, he already had the muscle, and he started just doing the program. So you have a program that works for anybody at any time in any health condition, technically. And technically, possibly, it could reverse health conditions. Obviously, I'm not a medical doctor. Consult your physician. Not legal advice. We gotta give legal disclaimers on legal disclaimers. What? Oh, we have a free speech in America, except when you say something. Whatever. So, let's see. So, feel good, feel happy, attract. Okay, let me put it to you this way. For both guys and gals, it's less than their most healthy look to have carrying around extra body fat. Because a lot of us have a great heart on the inside, but they wind up getting overlooked by people we would want to be attracted to or attract into our life. So for me personally, right, I want the most beautiful wife and children, beautiful wife to have children with in the future later. So what kind of a good-looking guy attracts the most beautiful-looking gal in the world? Put out that thing and just think about it. It's like, oh, that guy's like healthy looking and good looking. Okay, that guy went to the gym. He hit the weights hard. He worked on himself, and he deserves it. He deserves it. I deserve it. And this way, also I'm feeling kind of good, so I'm able to do a lot more for myself. I want to build a beautiful house. Not just a temple, build that up, but use also the temple to build a beautiful temple for the temple to live in. I don't know. Long story short, I had a homestead with chickens, with like animals, fresh air, for the kids to run around, for the dogs to like run around and protect the property, like all that stuff. So the question is this: is it easier to do it when you're healthy and energetic and powerful and strong and empowered? I would say yeah. So you keep watching all the YouTube videos, you keep doing the stuff. You could stand on the sidelines. Or you could just do the program, make the commitment for 88 days. The 88 days that will change your life forever. And I think these guys have a guarantee. So if in the first 30 days, but of course you probably can't sit around and continue to do what you've done in the past. Because if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. It's just like being a sane person, to understand yourself, understand your value, understand the marketplace. For those that are in business or sales, you start looking healthier and looking gooder, you get put in higher positions. Or you just go out and start your own company. You can do it. What makes anybody else more special than you? Nothing. It's the thinking. It's the thinking that makes it so. Whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, either way you're right. It's the thinking that makes it so. That was Henry Ford. That guy did build a company. Not for nothing, he did pay people enough money to actually buy the cars they were producing. Nobody else did that. Everybody else wanted to just use these guys to produce all the stuff in the factory for them and just chill on all their money, on all their gold bars, like Scrooge McDuck. But this guy actually got people excited about working in a pretty boring job. Standing on a conveyor is pretty boring. But when you're getting paid double what everybody else is doing, it's like, okay, that job got a lot more fun, a lot more quick. So what else? Just, you figure out for yourself. Made this video for you, for me, for everybody, for the universe. Hey universe, hey Yahweh, thank you for all the blessings, appreciate it. So, you can do it. How many other ways can I say you can do it? Other than you can do it? I did it, you can do it. You saw me before. And now, this is after. This is me at my fattest. After a big meal. Wow. Well, I say wow to myself. Maybe you expect me to have that six-pack. Just give me another 102 days. Wait for the follow-up video. That's my plan, to continue making these videos and just record the whole transformation and just sit there, boom, smack that on the table and make an earthquake. Because it's just so much muscle. I'd be like, hey Arnold, go back to the gym. You're looking skinny. Yeah, so any age, any condition, technically it could be reversed. But obviously, mileage may vary. Consult your doctor's physician's physician. Talk to your priest. Talk to everybody. And then listen to yourself and be like, what is it that will make you happy? Okay. So I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed that video. I linked it down below. The thing, Mayo tape, you could like measure your arms. Or just get the Mayo tape when you're joining the program, because they don't give you the Mayo tape. That's extra. I mean, you could just buy it on Amazon. But just not everybody knows about it. I just know it from years ago doing other like weight loss projects. So yeah. Just do it. Feel good now. All right, friends. I'll see you next time. God bless. Bye.